Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Time for a sofa upgrade? Visit WashableSofas.com and discover Anabay, where designer style meets budget-friendly prices, with sofas starting at $699. Anabay brings you the ultimate in furniture innovation with a modular design that allows you to rearrange your space effortlessly. Perfect for both small and large spaces, Anabay is the only machine-washable sofa inside and out. Say goodbye to stains and messes with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics that make cleaning easy. Liquid simply slides right off. Designed for custom comfort, our high-resilience foam lets you choose between a sink-in feel or a supportive memory foam blend. Plus, our pet-friendly, stain-resistant fabrics ensure your sofa stays beautiful for years. Don't compromise quality for price. Visit WashableSofas.com to upgrade your living space today with no-risk returns and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Get up to 60% off plus free shipping and free returns. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now, in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
This is Gemma Spegg from The Psychology of Your 20s. So, you can't get the trip out of the group chat. We have all been there. But did you know there may be an easy solution? EF Ultimate Break is a group travel company for 18 to 35-year-olds with over 140 itineraries all over the world. Just sign up and recruit 6 or more friends for a trip. You will save hundreds or even thousands of dollars. You could even travel for free. Learn more at efultimatebreak.com. That's efultimatebreak.com, and turn the group chat into a group trip.
I'm Heather Dubrow.
And I'm Terry Dubrow.
And we're going to keep this between us.
Not really.
So there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about today, kind of based off of what was on Real Housewives last week. But before we do that, you are not going to lose. Do you all remember last week, the choking story?
Oh.
Do you all remember the choking story of Mr. Chow's?
Unbelievable.
Okay, no one picked up the bill. Let me just refresh you. No one picked up the bill, yada, yada, whatever.
Saved a life of Mr. Chow's. No one picked up a bill. No dessert, nothing.
Nothing. 5 days later, I was meeting up with this gal, high-level executive producer gal. And Terry knows her as well. And I was like, listen, I'm going to go meet with her. We're going to go to this place, rooftop, whatever, and we're going to hang out. I go, why don't you join us later? Like, give us like an hour and a half so we can have girl time and all that kind of thing. Then you come meet us. So Terry comes and meets us, walks in, and maybe, 20 minutes later?
Yeah.
What happened?
She was talking and eating and talking and eating, and all of a sudden...
She choked.
Like the full-blown thing again.
We are sitting like in a round booth, right? And she's in between us. And Terry and I she was choking.
For real.
We both looked at her and we're like, I think we had an unspoken, oh, she's choking. Terry turned her, so her back was to him. He's Heimliching her while I have my napkin under her mouth, talking to her. And I'm like, you're fine. It's all okay. Terry's got you. And you're talking from behind her.
Yeah. And I think I gave her the same warning I gave the other person at Mr. Chow's. This is going to hurt, but don't worry, it's going to be fine. Except I did it like 3 times harder than I did at Mr. Chow's because Mr. Chow's had to do it 4 times.
This was what, 3?
Oh, I thought I did it 1. That was 2? Oh.
Was it 2, I think?
Need to lift more weights. So, yeah, I did it. And she was fully like...
It was like a full choking situation. We're in the corner of this restaurant, this rooftop. No one else is there upstairs. And then the poor thing...
So
people
embarrassed.
get really embarrassed when they choke. What is the thing about choking and embarrassment?
Well, because it's like, hey, I might have died from you in front of you. And I just created an emergency. It's embarrassing. Cried a little bit. Sweet. But yeah. And it was unbelievable because, I've been a doctor for a long time and I've Heimlicked a few people in my life, but twice in 5 days.
Is that crazy? I had to Heimlich my grandmother. I was in high school. We were alone in the house. She was choking and I had to Heimlich her, got an airway. And she was like, had like a bit of a chubby, kind of midsection.
She was cute.
She was so cute, my grandma. But so, hard to know where to do it. And, and I'm a lay person and 17 or something.
Yeah.
Heimlicked her. And then I remember I called my aunt because I think my mom was out of town. I called my aunt. I said, come get your mother. I hung up the phone because I didn't want to be alone with her.
Yeah.
I was so nervous.
Well, it's so scary if you think about it. If it doesn't work.
They're dead.
And
some of us don't know how to do a crike.
Well, who does? Nobody does.
Well, you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should ever try that unless you have some training.
Yeah, I wouldn't try slitting people's throats open.
Yeah. And so I realized that I've done the Heimlich maneuver more than Dr. Heimlich has. If you think about it. But it was weird. And then as we were coming out of Mr. Chow's.
Then we had the choker at this rooftop. And then we were at a party at Mr. Chow's for our friend Candy the other night. And we were coming out.
And TMZ came up to us and said, so Terry, we heard that there was somebody choking at Mr. Chow's 5 days ago. And, it's funny. I've seen variations of the report on TMZ. I saw the one they edited and put on TMZ Live. And then I've seen like the long, slow one that they have on their website where I walk out and they interview us and I go through the whole story. And I go, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, because the one that they put on TMZ Live that they edited was just kind of fun, right?
Because it was edited.
And so I came out and I said, but here's the thing, they didn't even pay for my meal or offer a dessert. And then I said, but don't tell Mr. Chow. And then at first I thought, oh my God, this is so bad. Mr. Chow's is never going to serve me again. I really was actually worried about that. But then I was so complimentary to Mr. Chow's. But who knows, although it's TMZ, who doesn't see TMZ?
We go there all the time. It's all right.
But it was weird. Two
times in 5 days. Now I don't know if you're good luck or bad luck.
It's funny. I was reading.
Like, do we want to eat with you because you save? Or do we not want to eat with you because you're a bad luck because someone chokes?
Well, what's weird is we were at a wedding this weekend and I was at the gym during the day. And the girl next to me was running on the treadmill, fell on the treadmill right next to me and was holding on for dear life. She's getting slammed by the belt. And she's like, I look over and it's like an emergency situation, maybe not as bad as the Heimlich. And I reach over and I hit stop on the thing and she let go and it stopped. And I thought, that's 3.
So we're done.
3. So maybe we're done.
3
now.
emergencies.
3 emergencies. It was funny because I was somewhere last night and something broke or something. I don't know, it was a restaurant, but there was a very loud noise. And I thought, really? Is this going to be 4? Amazing.
Nah, things come in 3s.
Yeah,
funny.
so that's over with.
So if you see Terry in a restaurant, I don't know, be careful. Chew your food.
Yeah.
The PSA is chew your food.
It's funny. I was reading this study last night and when you're supposed to do CPR on people.
Yep.
73% of the time that you do CPR and you get them back, you have very significant brain damage.
Really?
Yes. So, yes.
So what's the moral of this?
CPR the hell out of them as early as you possibly can to keep the blood flow to their brain. But I imagine, think about that. That's CPR. I mean, you have like 2.5 minutes to go without oxygen to your brain and it's over.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Let me move on to the mundane. I have a zit right under my nose that I could not attack yet because I was putting my makeup on. And the reason I'm bringing it up is something in my algorithm, and I asked our daughter Max too, and she's the same thing, is telling me that you cannot pop a zit anywhere in the triangle around your nose because it's going to go to your brain and you're going to die. True or false?
That's false. It sounds good, but it's
totally... Do you get this? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've heard that.
The golden triangle or something. You're supposed to not pop a zit that's anywhere around your nose and the nasal labial folds, like anywhere here.
So the theory being that it gets into the veins in that area, which tracks back to like the retinal artery and vein, or it's not that far from the blood-brain barrier. They can get right to the brain and then cause a meningitis or brain infection. I'm sure an infection on the face has done that before, and could you find an article about somebody who popped a zit or claimed they popped a zit, or it's probably more of an abscess and it happened? Sure, but the larger concern is if you have filler injected in that area.
Oh,
and like the hyaluronic acids or the sculptures. And if you get into an artery or a vein in that area, it can do one of two things, which are very, very bad. And it's on the consent form. And it's a known complication.
Wait, for sculpture too?
Yeah, for any of it. And it's a known complication that happens even if the doctor does it right, because, he doesn't have eyes in the tip of his needles. It can get back into a major blood vessel that supplies that part of the skin of the face. And the whole area, like, for example, the cheek, tip of your nose can die through lack of circulation.
But you'd have to have it injected there. Like, if it's a site you don't have injected, you're fine.
You're fine. But that can happen.
I care about myself right now.
That can happen from any filler, and it does happen. And then there's an algorithm we go through that we see it starting to happen. You're supposed to do all these reversals.
Like what?
You put on nitropase to open up the blood vessels. You immediately start injecting hyaluronidase to dissolve the hyaluronic acid. You're supposed to put on these other kinds of creams and so on. So that can get into the blood supply of the skin. And on botch, we had several patients that happened to that we had to fix. Or even worse, it can get into the infraorbital artery and vein right here.
And then you go blind.
And then it goes back to your retinal artery and vein and causes blindness. And by the way,
it's very depressing.
As an expert, medical legal expert, I've seen this a dozen times. So that's theoretically what can happen with a zit that you pop. But in reality, that doesn't really happen. But it does happen with fillers, so be careful.
You can't pop a zit where you have filler.
I think you can pop a zit where you have filler, but you probably shouldn't have filler where you have filler. In other words, it's really true.
Did anyone understand that?
Yeah. Meaning you can pop a zit where you have filler because I don't think it happens.
Oh.
But those areas that you're concerned about popping a zit causing a brain infection actually can cause a problem with filler in those areas.
Oh, I see.
So it's true for a filler, not true for a pimple.
Okay. Well, that's easier to fix.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel much
better. And by the way,
better.
this is a little bit of a callback to last week. I do have some more information that I have looked up and gleaned, and now I can add to my areas of expertise. I have more detailed information about Ozempic vulva, in case you're interested.
Are we interested?
I thought you would be. Because I thought your reaction last week was very funny, by the way. It was very cute. Ozempic vulva is not necessarily due to just the rapid weight loss. It's a phenomenon referred to as dryness down there, lack of lubrication and irritation, because you've lost so much body fat as a woman, and body fat, particularly postmenopausal, premenopausal, most of your estrogen comes from your ovaries. Postmenopausal, your ovaries are not working. So where does your estrogen come from?
We take it.
It comes from your fat cells. So that if you lose a lot of weight very rapidly, your fat cells make a lot less estrogen. And that's what's causing this irritation and dryness down there that they're referring to as Ozempic vulva.
Oh, but that's an internal thing.
Yeah. So Ozempic vulva is not necessarily just like floppiness, cosmetic appearing.
That's what I was picturing, loose lips.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's more really referring to sort of the functional dryness, lack of lubrication and irritation that happens related to lack of estrogen from less fat.
Man, being a woman just sucks.
Yeah.
You get so much crap.
It's funny because as I'm reading this article, I go, that's why I get boobs when I get fatter. It's not because...
The estrogen?
It's not just because I get more fat in my breast area. It's because I'm heavier. Therefore, my fat cells are making more estrogen. Therefore, my ducts, my breast glands are getting bigger. So it all sort of makes sense.
Are you milking over there?
No, right now, I'm sort of a middle obesity level. I don't think I have that much gynecomastia. Although I always wear black. And I had to wear a white shirt for something we did recently. What was that? Oh, the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, right.
And so we went and got a white T-shirt. I went, nope, boobs. Don't want to see that.
You did wear it though. You looked good.
Yeah, thank you. But I was covering the boobs with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I actually learned a little bit from the whole Ozempic vulva thing. I just want to say.
I'm glad.
Kind of very interesting.
That is interesting. That's not one of my issues. I have others.
I bet you've probably been to the doctor's office in the past few months. I bet you had to hand over personal info, like your insurance, your ID, maybe even your social security number. And I bet you weren't thinking about how your doctor is just one of many places that has your personal information. If any one of them isn't careful, it's a good bet they could accidentally expose your details to hackers and identity theft, putting you at risk. Fortunately, LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back, with plans covering up to $3 million for stolen funds and expenses. Don't take chances with your personal info. Help protect it even when it's out of your hands. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code iHeart. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Life's messy. We're talking spills, stains, pets, and kids. But with Anabae, you never have to stress about messes again. At WashableSofas.com, discover Anabae sofas, the only fully machine-washable sofas inside and out, starting at just $699. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. That means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Visit WashableSofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy to use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just one day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented Sure Stop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
Okay, so we've been wanting to talk about, we get a lot of questions about all kinds of things. We get asked about our relationship, we get asked about our kids, we get asked about our homes, but we get asked about how we deal with finances as a couple. And we have been very transparent over the years about things that have happened to us. We've talked here on this show about, house fails that we've had and lost money. We've talked in the past about being scammed out of a couple of $1 million, which will give you a little refresher if you haven't heard that story. But it really has changed the way we've done our finances over the years. Now, if you were watching Real Housewives of Orange County last week, we were sitting with Emily and Gretchen. I had a little sleepover party. And we were talking to Gretchen about her finances with Slade.
Oh, yeah.
And it was... it was interesting, first of all, just to hear, what Gretchen's take on finances and that she doesn't want to be beholden to a man. And I thought all of that was super smart and very interesting. But there were other things we all went, huh? There's a little bit of everything. Anyway, go watch the episode. It's kind of interesting. But it got Terry and I started because Gretchen said, boy, these are weird questions. And I was like, not really. And so the family that I grew up in did not talk about finances at all. And that was to their detriment in many cases. When Terry and I first got together, there were things that I assumed he was handling that I didn't think of. And I had my head buried in the sand, even though I'm a smart person. I had my own financial success on my own before, because we got together a little bit later.
And you had a big Hollywood business manager when I first met you.
Right. So we were both handled. But then, as you're together and you start commingling and as we had kids and all of that, I just thought the whole thing was super interesting. Where do we want to begin with finances? Well,
I think I grew up in an environment where not only did you not talk about finances, you basically...
You didn't have money.
You spent what you made.
Right.
And that's it. That's how you live. You didn't focus on saving. And in your situation, your family made money, but they didn't talk about it. And then I remember meeting your father and other members of your family. And I come from the generation of CNBC where we talk a lot about it.
Which is so good. Because the whole point is, if you share information with each other, you all learn, you all prosper. But I came from such a 1950s family where no one talked about anything and everyone was swept under the rug and no one talked about money. And it was a thing that it took me a long time to reprogram myself to Terry talking about it with people.
Yeah. So I remember I would talk about it and they wouldn't say anything. And then I realized, is this and they didn't make me feel this way. Totally déclassé, totally inappropriate, totally you shouldn't be talking about this stuff. This is almost like low class or something that I'm talking about it. So they never wanted to talk about it. And then I realized that occasionally over the years, and this is the take-home lesson to the talking about it, I would have sort of a semi-financial conversation with some members of your family. And they knew nothing about it.
Nothing.
And they didn't have even a working appreciation for money.
Which is so weird because my dad was a brilliant.
Smartest guy in the family by far.
Brilliant guy. But just was not, and could probably tell you every stock, everything, probably knew all that.
Yes.
But that was not his thing.
No clue.
No.
And so the starting message here is that you need to talk about it because it's the only way you're going to learn about it. And it's not very difficult, but there are a few basic fundamental principles that if you learn them early on and you use them, you will be you'll be amazingly and wildly successful and stable in the later parts of your life, even if you made very little money your whole life.
Let me just take them back a little bit because I want people to understand, since we questioned Gretchen, I want to explain like sort of how we started. So like Terry said, I was an actress. I made a lot of money. I had a Hollywood business manager. Terry was a plastic surgeon already when we met. And as we started commingling, we got a bank account together, I think was the first thing, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually we merged our everything, even our investment stuff.
Even our stock account. We had a separate stock account for a while.
Separate stock accounts.
We said, I'll screw it. We put it all in the same thing.
We put it all together. But a big shift for us, and this was a big shift for us. We were percolating along and doing our thing and making a lot of money and whatever we were doing, investing, whatever. So we had someone in our life, a CPA who we thought was a guy who we thought was a CPA that was vetted from very high level people. So we didn't vet him because we thought, oh, they're with these people, so they are good. And he had said to Terry, after we had one particular liquidity event, he said, oh, you're now part of my guys and they all get these opportunities and they make all this money.
It was a criminal enterprise, basically. We didn't know it.
We also didn't know that the guy wasn't a CPA. He was a tax prep guy.
Yeah.
Not a CPA. So he got Terry involved in this deal. Scam. And it was about renting.
Oh, for the World Cup. She was renting this. She was a complete criminal.
Renting out these apartments that were then going to be leased out for the World Cup and make all this money.
Took our money and spent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terry.
And the tax guy said, I'll personally guarantee it. And of course I said.
And so will my attorney. And so will the attorney.
Yeah. And so I said, okay, she's not paying it back. I want it from you. And the guy goes, well, that's great, but I don't have any money.
So we ended up losing $2 million. And it was turned out to be a scam, the whole thing. And I remember we talked about it, our friends and whatnot. And I remember people saying, aren't you upset with him? And I said, of course not.
You were shockingly cool about it.
Because, of course I was cool about it, because our system of checks and balances failed. And that's just the truth. Why didn't I ask him certain questions? There was a personal guarantee. I didn't say, what's the collateral? We failed. It wasn't Terry that failed. We failed. What was good about that was that we sat down and I said, oh my gosh, I am my mother. And I did not realize that I am being my mother. And I have no idea what's going on. And I'm assuming you've got this handled and we're not having these very important conversations. And we need to do that. And we completely changed our entire thing.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes something very negative forces you to change your checks and balances in your systems so that it turns out to be worth the cost almost.
100%. And I'm not saying $2 million is not a lot of money. It's a fuck ton of money. But I do believe that loss prevented us from doing something larger and stupid down the road.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. So I think that one thing I've never really said is, people assume we have a certain amount of resources and they're always saying they're this or that. We do. And I think people will be surprised we have more than that.
Why are we telling people
Well,
this?
I'll tell you why. Because people assume it's because I've made so much money as a plastic surgeon and I do TV shows and you do TV shows. It is not. I have made a lot of money as a plastic surgeon, okay? And you have made a lot of money doing television shows. And we've made a lot of money selling houses and real estate. But the reason we have amassed whatever we have is not because of what we've made. It is what we've done. with our money. And that is key to this discussion, in my opinion. If you appreciate that, they talk about the eighth wonder of the world. I don't know if people understand that. The eighth wonder of the world is compounding interest. What we did back then, because of what happened, is we said, okay, we need a program. We need a program of regular investments. Regular and frequent, really, really frequent investments. And for example, I started to freak out a long time ago when we had twins about, I don't want to be in the situation when, even if we're wealthy, I don't want to be in a situation where
we have no money for college.
We have two twins going to college at 18, and then 3 years later, there's another one going, and 3 years later, there's another one going. All of a sudden, we have 3 or 4 at the same time, or all 4 in college, grad school, all requiring a boat ton of money, a ton of money. And we didn't save anything for college.
Let me tell you what we didn't do, which I absolutely think people need to do. Before you get married, before you get serious in a relationship, you've got to have financial conversations. What's your credit score? Do you have debt? How do you view money? What do you think it's important to spend on? Are your parents going to need help when they're older? Or what's your obligation there? These are things that you must talk about, because those can kill a marriage. We did not have those conversations. We've been very lucky. But I will tell you, when this thing happened and we lost all this money and we sat down and had our own come to Jesus thing, it was like, all right, we got to divide and conquer. Who's doing what? And I think people would be very surprised to know that I handle our money.
Yeah. I handle the investments, you handle the money.
Terry handles the investments, I handle the money, and I handle the real estate. Yeah,
I'm the saver. Well, I didn't mean to say I'm the saver, you're the spender. What I mean is I'm the one who invests the money, you manage the money that we make.
So what's interesting is that the difference between men and women, I'm just talking about heterosexual couples right now, but the difference between men and women is typically women are more conservative than men. So it's a good yin yang. So I don't care, who you are, who your partner is, whatever. You got to make sure that one of you is more conservative with money and one of you is a little bit of a risk taker with money, because that's exactly the balance you need. Because if you're too conservative, you will miss out. We have friends, I'm not going to say who this is, but we have friends that were buying a second home, and the wife insisted to the husband that they paid for it with cash because she did not want debt. Now, I understand not wanting debt. I had credit card debt when I was younger. First big TV show, I paid it off. I don't like debt. It makes me uncomfortable. However, there's certain kinds of debt that are really good. And so if you don't have someone that's a little bit of a risk taker, you're going to lose out on making your money work for you. So in general, and then I'm going to let you talk about compounding interest and all the things you want to talk about. But basically what we decided to do was that I would handle the day-to-day of our money. That was the first thing. Terry handles the investments. That means of course we discuss things, but in general, that's who's in charge. Together, we decided about the kids.
Yes.
So explain what we did with the kids, because everyone needs to do this.
So, put in a college account, open up an account. As soon as your kid is born, you've got to go to every state has this, by the way. I think absolutely every state has their version of the California 529 plan. I think it's called 527 plan, some states, but it's a 520 something plan.
Right here, it's Scholar Share.
Yeah. Scholar Share. That's what we call in California. And you have to open it up immediately as soon as the kid's born. And by the way, put $50 a month into it every other month.
Yeah.
Okay. Every third month, but always be putting this in. And what it does is you put after-tax money in it, but it grows tax-free, so that by the time that 18 years later, and you've had 18 years of compounding interest, the eighth wonder of the world, which is like a snowball rolling down. It's a very small snowball. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. By the time 18 years later, if you put $50 in it every other month, you have way more than you need for a college education.
Yeah, and there's calculators on those 529 plans that you can go in there and be like, okay, it's never too late to start. See, this is how old my kid is. This is how much time I have until college. What do I have to put in? And here's what else I'm going to tell you. All those ridiculous plastic toys that people want to buy your kids for their birthday, and tell your family, hey, instead of that, they need these 3 things. These are the 3 toys they're going to love. I'm going to buy that for them. If you would like to invest in my child's future, you can give to the 529 plan. And that's what you have people do for their birthdays, for the holidays, for major graduations of 8th grade, whatever it is. It is such a great thing to do, because I will tell you that we have 3 kids now in college, and those are 3 less things we're paying for.
Yeah. And even if they end up not using it, you can use it for your own educational purposes.
Yes, like say Terry and I wanted to study birds in the Galapagos Island. Boom. Thank you for not going to grad school, Nikki. The other thing on the other side of that spectrum is your parents' long-term health care. This is very important to look into. Not everyone will be eligible for this. The price.
Insurance.
Yeah, the price varies from area to area. But this is something you absolutely should look into for your parents. We are in a situation right now with Terry's mom that it has been very helpful, because that kind of care can get very expensive.
It's an insurance policy.
It's an insurance. You explain it.
Yeah, it's a long-term care insurance policy. If your parents are younger, it's really inexpensive.
Yeah, get on it.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll never need it. But if they
But everyone gets old.
If they get sick, you don't want to send them into a nursing home that you have to pay for that you can't afford.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the other thing. And the other thing is, I don't care how old you are. Oh, and by the way, even if your kid's 15, you should open up a California 529 plan right now. Let the money grow for the next 3 years, because look what the stock market's done. And it will continue to do that over the next 15, 18, 20 years. And then the other thing you have to do is, I don't care if you are unemployed, you work intermittently, you have to open up an investment account at a investment firm, and start investing in stocks that you've heard of.
That's the whole key to investing. It's got to be, if you understand what they do, and you can invest in them. If you can't figure out what they do, don't bother.
I bet you've probably been to the doctor's office in the past few months. I bet you had to hand over personal info, like your insurance, your ID, maybe even your social security number. And I bet you weren't thinking about how your doctor is just one of many places that has your personal information. If any one of them isn't careful, it's a good bet they could accidentally expose your details to hackers and identity theft, putting you at risk. Fortunately, LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back, with plans covering up to $3 million for stolen funds and expenses. Don't take chances with your personal info. Help protect it even when it's out of your hands. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code iHeart. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart, or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights, because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Life's messy. We're talking spills, stains, pets, and kids. But with Anabae, you never have to stress about messes again. At washablesofas.com, discover Anabae sofas, the only fully machine washable sofas inside and out, starting at just $699. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics. That means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Visit WashableSofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on two wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy to use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just one day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented Sure-Stop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
I remember a long time ago when Heather and I first started dating, I had a giant year. This was even before I was on TV. I had a really big year. I made a ton of money. And I said to my dad, look how much I grossed this year. It was at the end of the year. And he goes, how much of that do you have left? What do you mean, Dad? He goes, well, of that, whatever you made, where is that money? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, well, how much do you have? Do you have it in an account somewhere? Did you put it into a house? Did you buy stocks with it? I go, I don't have any of it left. He goes, so you spent it all? I go, I spent it all. He goes, well, first of all, you're now going to have to borrow money to pay up taxes on that. And then you had nothing to show for it. So you basically worked like a maniac, made a fortune, relative fortune, and you have nothing. And I went, whoa. And he said to me, so his generation was, he said, you got to go buy a house. You got to buy a house because that'll force you to at least put money into a house. And then, of course, I started getting interested in stocks. And we started very, very, very early. And the thing you've done every year is I'd make money and you go, hey, we have this money. And I go, can I have some of it? And you go, yeah. And you would give me a chunk of it, whatever it was. And that was money that I could invest.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we are as successful as we are.
And our producers have written a bunch of questions here, which I think are great. But they asked, do you two agree on spending and saving, or do you ever clash financially?
Well, we don't discuss saving. I do it. I never tell you about it. Except meaning, what I mean is you give me money.
Right. And then you invest it.
And I invest
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what, but spending or saving, we agree on.
Once I got successful, I lost all interest in material goods.
So nice. It's extra for me.
And yeah, it's good for you. And you never ask me if it's okay if you buy something, you just buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Heather, are you the type of wife who keeps her shopping purchases hidden from her husband? Or vice versa? You don't shop, so.
Do I think you keep your shopping hidden from me?
Mm-hmm.
I would say define hidden. But I would say yes, in a way. You buy a bunch of stuff and you don't show me, and then just it appears on your body.
Why would I show you? That would be stupid.
Well, but this is the question.
Yeah. No, but I'm not hiding things. Here's the thing. Terry doesn't know what things cost. He doesn't know what parties cost. He doesn't know what vacations cost. He doesn't. You don't. Right? Would you agree that you have no idea what a trip costs?
I would agree that I have no idea how much you spend on these trips.
That's true. But I would also, so I get irritated with Terry when he makes wife jokes like she spends so much money and all that, because I handle all the money. And trust me, I could rob us blind, but I do not.
No, I think we got lucky because you have a good sense of, you do spend money on things. Look at the beautiful clothes you wear and the stuff that you have. But I trust, and I'm right, that you'll keep it within range.
Listen, I spend appropriately, always have.
Yeah, relative to where we are.
Yeah.
You always kept it in range. I never get like a call from our bookkeeper who says, oh my gosh, you don't have enough money to pay
Louis Vuitton?
Yes. No. And then you give me this money and I put it, I've never ever told you what stocks I buy with it.
He tells me after the fact.
I tell you after the fact. Except a couple times you've said, stop buying Apple, stop buying Tesla, stop buying NVIDIA.
Because we have enough.
Yes. And of course,
he does it anyway.
I do it anyway because and every time you said to me, thank God I continue to buy it because I did.
Listen, he does what he does well. I do what I do well. Do you believe in giving your kids an allowance? And if so, do you tie it to chores or just provide it as a teaching tool? I'm going to tell you where we screwed up. There's no allowance. There is no chores. We did not do those things.
No.
I started with an allowance. I tried once. There were so many of them. And they're also, I had 3 kids under 3. And then the last one came 4 years later. There's just a lot of them. It just always felt like a lot of chaos to do that. And here's the basic thing with our kids. They're pretty good kids. They're not entitled. They're pretty grounded. They're really I'm not saying they're perfect by any means, but they're really, really nice, good kids who I'll use Nicky as an example. He spent the semester in Italy. He would sit on a plane in the middle seat on a flight, and be as happy, maybe not as happy, but as if he was in first class. He's traveled all different ways. I think all the kids have, and they're cool. I think just the way we've disciplined them over the years, my parenting has always been, I will give you as much, leash as you can handle until I have to rein it back in. And they never gave us a problem like that. I never had to speak to them about, you're coming home too late, or they've always been good.
Yeah. But we didn't tie, chores with allowances.
Didn't do chores, didn't do allowances, totally screwed up in those areas.
We're not people to give advice in that one
don't listen
area.
To us.
My son, we were at dinner last night, and he was telling his girlfriend, he's a senior in college, so we pay for 100%.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, we went to this party and they had some food there, but we didn't eat the food. So we came home and we made some steaks. And I go, you made some steaks? Yeah. I was like, yeah, they were great steaks. And I look at his girlfriend and I go, wow, because Nicky likes to cook and he makes steaks.
So that sounded reasonable that they had stopped and picked up steaks.
And I thought, okay, so they went to the supermarket and they bought some steaks and they seasoned them, they cooked them. Oh, how cute that must have been. And then he goes, it was a great steak. And his wife and his girlfriend goes, yeah, STK. I go, you came home and just ordered from STK to go? And I go, okay, all right, that's a problem.
When you moved out, did your parents cut you off financially or did they continue to support you?
I had a paper out at 10 and they paid for, my room. My mom made dinner. From the age of 10 on, my mom made dinner, would buy me some school clothes, the occasional sneakers. I paid for every extra and then as soon as I graduated high school, it was all on me. I was a waiter.
You got student loans.
I had student loans, but I went to UCLA medical school, cost $600 a year. And then everything else I took loans for. But I was a waiter a server in a restaurant till my 3rd year of medical school.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And so if I wanted to have fun, I worked. I always had a job. Always.
I had a cushier life.
Yeah.
Yes. My first job was in high school. I got hired to be in a series of videos and film strips about note-taking and outlining skills. And I used the money and I bought my first Chanel belt. And I still have it.
Yeah.
And then I went to college and obviously they supported me in college. And then I got out of college and moved to LA. And my parents considered themselves patrons of the arts for a few years. But I will tell you, I so wanted to be independent.
Yeah.
That I remember I had a 14-piece big band that I toured with and, I was making money and anything I could start taking over myself. I was so happy. I did accrue some credit card debt, but I remember being able to pay for my contact lenses for the first time myself. And nothing made me happier. And then when I got my first high-paying acting job, I wiped out my debt.
Yeah.
I started a Schwab account, got some stocks. I started investing, and I never, ever, that's where my fear of debt came in. I did not like that feeling, seeing those credit card statements, pay the minimum, accruing more interest. That really terrified me. And so I didn't ever want to be in that position again until I learned about buy, borrow, die and good debt and, mortgages and writing off, the first 1.1 million of a mortgage and all that kind of thing. So then I understood all of that. But yeah, as soon as I could, I wanted to be financially independent.
Yeah.
What's a lesson about money that you hope our children carry with them into adulthood?
It's the basics. The basics are so simple. You got to consistently, just like you got to diet and exercise, you've got to consistently put money away.
Yes.
It's critical. And don't spend more than you make. It's funny for me, once I got to the point where I could buy anything I wanted, I lost all interest in it. But when I remember when I was a general surgery resident, I was moonlighting in the emergency room. I was in a laboratory, you do a lab year, and I was making in 1986, $150 an hour working as a doctor in an emergency room. And I was so into it. I'd go in at 9 p.m. on a Friday and work the entire weekend. They give you 3-hour shifts to go to sleep and come back. And I worked till 9 a.m. Monday morning.
Wow.
And in 3 months, I made $58,000. And people said, what are you going to do with all that money? And I said, and I knew nothing about money because I didn't even know what the word mortgage meant. And here I am, 28 and I'm a surgical resident and I had no concept of saving.
So what'd you buy, honey?
I bought a Porsche.
Yeah. That's what guys do.
I bought a Porsche that had a phone in it, a multi-disc CD player.
There it is.
And I will tell you something. That was the last time that I ever enjoyed a material thing in my life. And thank God that I bought it.
That is so not true.
I enjoyed.
We had that Mercedes. You loved that.
But that was yours. So I felt okay about it.
Oh, okay. Semantics.
Once I got successful, every time I bought something good, I had too much middle-class guilt about it or whatever they call.
Okay. So give what's your wrap up? What do you want people to know?
Okay. I don't care how old you are. And if you're young listening to this, like your 20s, 30s, early 40s, congratulations, you're hearing this because you start right now, tomorrow. You go open up an investment account, look at the stuff you use the most of and buy that company. Okay. And every single month, pay that before you pay yourself. You got to pay that at least 20%. And then talk to your friends about money because the more you talk about it, the more you'll learn about it. Be really open about it.
Be open.
Figure out. It's a lot easier. Saving and becoming very wealthy is a lot easier than playing Monopoly. Monopoly is very complicated. I buy this, I buy that, but it's a simple board game. This is a lot easier. It's a lot simpler to do if you just do it regularly.
My wrap up is set yourself up for success. Whatever stage you're at, have the conversations. Don't be afraid to have the conversations. And like Terry was saying, be open to listening and learning, because there's so many things you don't know. We were at a wedding this weekend with some billionaires who had different takes on things that were fascinating. And we don't have that. But if you can walk away from someone with one pearl of something to do, like the 529 plan for your kids, just one pearl, you have one. Have the conversations with your partner, have the hard conversations with your parents before they get there, or if they're getting close, have the conversations with your kids and set yourself up for success, because someday we're all going to be older. We're all going to want to retire. We're all going to slow down, and you want to know what you're doing right now affects that. So that's my takeaway. And for us, we're now realizing that most of our money is going to go to the government. And my take home is we just need to spend more.
Oh, spend, borrow, die. Buy, borrow, spend,
Well, we were
die.
sitting with our financial people, and they were laying out to us, what you can leave to people and what you can't, and how much the government gets. And I looked at Terry and I go, all I'm hearing is we're not spending enough.
Yeah.
So on that note, should we go shopping? I'm joking. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Remember that we release episodes every Wednesday at 4 a.m. Pacific time. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Chances are you've been to the doctor recently, and you probably handed over your insurance, your ID, and even your social security number. Your doctor is just one of many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose your details, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart, or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights, because let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
There's nothing like sinking into luxury. At WashableSofas.com, you'll find the Anabay sofa, which combines ultimate comfort and design at an affordable price. And get this, it's the only sofa that's fully machine washable from top to bottom, starting at only $699. The stain-resistant performance fabric slipcovers and cloud-like frame duvet can go straight into your wash. Perfect for anyone with kids, pets, or anyone who loves an easy-to-clean, spotless sofa. With a modular design and changeable slipcovers, you can customize your sofa to fit any space and style. Whether you need a single chair, love seat, or a luxuriously large sectional, Anabay has you covered. Visit WashableSofas.com to upgrade your home. Right now, you can shop up to 60% off store-wide with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Add a little to your life. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Check out the new season of Reasonable Doubt, now streaming on Hulu. LA's most successful attorney, Jack Stewart, defends a young actor accused of murder. Follow Emma Yotzi Corinaldi, Morris Chestnut, Joseph Sikora, and guest stars Cash Doll and Lori Harvey as they fight their personal battles in the spotlight of the year's most sensational trial. In the pursuit of justice, every move counts. Reasonable Doubt Season 3, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.